Hi guys, welcome back to The Good, the Bad with Kat. This is Chats with Cha-Cha on the Black Couch. I am Kat, this is Cha-Cha, and we are on the Black Couch. I am enjoying my new wrap my sister gave me. I think it's such a perfect addition to the couch until it's back out and I feel like I go to the pool and I can wear a wrap. It'll stay here, but I think it's just so stunning and I just love it. And I love when I do my makeup over there that I can see it behind me. But anyway, so thank you, Jess. I haven't done one of these podcasts in a while. I've had this idea. I want to sit with my husband and kind of just talk about our 25 years because we just celebrated 25 years of marriage. And I just kind of want to sit with him and debrief. So hopefully we can do that the next couple of weeks. Like what we think and what we thought and what have we learned in 25 years. You know, I think that would be really cool because we were driving recently and it's like, man, we've come a long way, you know, compared to what we were when we were 19 and, 19 and 21 is awful young to get married. And at the time we thought we were so ready for it. That's what's so wild about that is that we are like, we are so mature and we can so get married. And, now that I'm 44 and he's 47, it's like, huh? Like, what were we thinking, And so it's just kind of wild. But anyway, I've had this thought pondering and I've been ruminating on it. And I actually am leading a women's retreat in a couple weeks and it's on this topic. But I'm going to focus on these two words and then I'll tell you a little bit more. But I want to talk about the power of what if. And the reason why I say that is the power of what if. It is asking that question, what if, can change the trajectory of your life. It really can. So think about it. You get up every morning, you go to work, and there is a natural cycle that happens in everybody's lives. So for mine, it looks different because of our circumstances. And it's going to look different in the lady down the street. It's going to look different than my friend that has a 5-year-old. It's going to look different in my sister who has 3 kids living at home when I have none. It's going to look different for my mom and stepdad in Dallas that they live by themselves out in the country and they both work from home. It's going to look different from my dad and my stepmom, and they're raising a 1-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks different for everybody. My in-laws, we all have these cycles in our life that take over. You get up, you make this for breakfast, or you don't eat breakfast and you go to work, or you don't go to work. Like, we all have that. And so I was thinking of the power of what if. Sorry, I got this really pretty shawl thing and it's so pretty, but it's so long I end up playing with it. So if you see me do that, just ignore it. But excuse me, the power of what if is saying, what if, like, let's say you love your cycle and you love your life, you just leave it alone. You know what I mean? You leave it alone. But let's say you don't, which I think is the bulk of people right now, is we don't really love our worlds around us. We love the people we're with. We love, whatever it is. We love maybe our spouses, maybe we love our houses, but we don't maybe love everything about it. And so the question of what if, and so of course, most of us will take, what if the worst case happens? What if my husband's in a car wreck? What if one of my children gets sick and die? What if? And so those things, and those are worry things. But I also think on the other side of those things is this thing that says, what if it were to get better? What if I were to go to the gym and get my mental stuff in order? What if I was to eat well and lose this weight? What if I got a better job? What if I made more money? What if my husband and I got along better? What if my children, or whatever. Like, there's also this very hopeful power that comes with the what ifs. So what if, I don't think you should live in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, because that's the past. You know what I mean? And I have had to work through that. So that's it's not easy for me to say because I've actually spent a lot of time writing out my I should have done this. I should have done this. I could have done this. I would have done this. And just kind of forgiving and letting those go. And we'll make that its own podcast one day, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But you can't change the past. You can work on the future. And we have to stop looking back and saying, well, if I could, because that's the what if that keeps us stuck and paralyzed. And I'm realizing recently as I'm walking out this burnout and I'm walking out this next season of my life, I am really stuck on, well, if I had just started, because my year off ends in November, and I'm like, holy cow, it's September. If I had worked out this whole time, I could be. If I, I should have started working out back then. I should have started eating better back then. Maybe I should have taken a class. And so again, the what if. What if I had lost the weight then? What if I'd started then? And so you can really get stuck in beating yourself up for the things you didn't do versus saying, okay, what if I start today? What if, what if the next 6 months are amazing? What if I put things into place now that will set up my future well? You know what I mean? We don't think, that's not the what ifs that usually stick around. The what ifs that usually stick around are, you're bad, you're this, you could have, what if you had married this other guy? Oh, that's the most dangerous question. What if you would miss out on this whole life? Like, I've been married for 25 years and it has not always been easy. Honestly, it's been very hard at times, and at times has brought us both to our knees in different ways. Like, are you kidding me? That's what you think? Or, holy cow, blah, blah. Or, wow, how could you say that? Or, holy cow, I made a mistake. Or, whatever that is. We've had those thoughts. But if I spend the rest of my life wishing or what-ifing someone else, then I'm not taking ownership of, well, this is what I did, and I have choices to make. I can choose to re-engage in this marriage and make it the best marriage possible, or I can choose to let this marriage go and try to do it again. And I'm not willing to do that, because that's first of all, I really like my husband, but I also would not want to start over, because there's this thing, and I'm seeing it nowadays, is people will nuke their lives and hoping to get, let's say Ryan magically, let's just put this in this is a hypothesis. If Ryan fell off the face of the earth tomorrow, then all of those bad feelings or whatever, let's say your spouse fell off the face of the earth tomorrow, that's what we want, or what we think is going to be the solution, right? That's the what if, because there's pain there. But I have children. So if we were to break up, it's going to affect my children, okay? If he disappears, they're going to be hurt. And so, like, when you walk past the what if of, I just want this bad feeling to go away. So I just want to stop hating myself for this. But you don't follow it with, yeah, but if you know what I mean? Follow that out. End your marriage tomorrow and see what happens. And that, thankfully, has been something, when it did get bad, we've had the wisdom to go, whoa, calm down. This has bigger consequences, because, it's in the foolishness that we do the things that really destroy things. Why don't we in the quiet plan to do things that help us? Like, I don't know why I don't do it's the scripture. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't do it. That's a very big paraphrase. But I've been thinking a lot about that, like, Kat, stop living in the what ifs. Stop living in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and start looking at the what ifs. So pulling out a piece of paper and saying, what if I went back to college? What would I want to do with that? What if I got a job? What would that do? And follow, like, as best as possible. You can print the pros and cons. That's fine. It's foolish to go, well, nothing bad will happen. That's dumb. But within reason. The whole world's not going to blow up if Kat goes back to college. But who's going to clean my house? Who's going to cook food when my husband works full time? Right now I do a lot of the housework while he makes the money. He provides the income to pay the bills. That's the dynamic we choose as our situation right now. What if I go back to work? Well, first of all, what do I want to do? Okay, I keep thinking, man, it'd be really cool to work at Ulta. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the coolest thing. But do I even want to do that? And so I've just been like, what if? So then you write it out. Well, what if? Because there's power in the what if. What if I went back? What if I ran a marathon? What if I talked to the neighbor? What if I try this new food? I'm giving vague things because I want to, give everybody ideas. But what if? Like, what if I started dyeing my hair purple? What if? Okay, it might bother these people, but will it bother me? No. If I got another dog, like, there's some dogs out there, we have horrible neighbors, and they have these puppies, and I'm like, what if I ran over there and stole those puppies? You know what I mean? And you know, what if, like, you know, what if we quit our jobs and moved to Thailand to be with my daughter? Well, I have a son here, you know, like I love that idea, but I have a son here and I don't know how we'll make money there and all of that. But it's just putting it out there, like, what if? Because I remember a long time ago, we were like, we need to get out of debt. And I was like, okay, what if? Like, what if we got out of debt? What if we went, that Colorado, our anniversary trip was, well, we want to save up so we can go see our daughter in Thailand. You know, that costs a lot of money. What if we just went to my grandpa's house in Colorado? What if we went while we're on a rafting? You know, what are all the things you can do there? What if we did that? And see, my thing was, what if I started a YouTube channel? What if I just started filming myself do makeup? What if? You know what I mean? You know, what if? You know, and it just, following those what ifs, there's power to that. And I think there's just so much hope in that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just been running through my head lately, as especially the last couple of weeks. I've had a really hard couple of weeks of just trying to get out of my own nonsense in my head, just this overwhelming yucky feeling inside of my heart and my head that I've just been really struggling with it. But then I had, you know, that thought started coming through, what if? I was like, okay, I get that. Like, I'm starting, what if, blah, blah, blah. What if this is just a feeling? What if this is just a season? What if this, da, da, da. What if you did this? And I started finding myself having hope, but it is having to make the decision of, like, I will not live in the past, in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I will not live there. I will not give them any more days. The past is the past. I can repent for it. I can apologize for it. I can forgive it, but I can't live there. Like, I've had some gnarly things happen, but they have made me who I am. And that is a lot of awesomeness, and some of it's not that great, but I can't live there anymore. It's time to go, all right, I'm moving on. Like, I am not that girl anymore. And I don't even, like, I think about the day I got married. I don't even know if I agree with any of those things except for I love Ryan. You know what I mean? I was 19. I didn't know anything. Like, I think now, you know, when I see someone say, I got married at 19, I'm like, why? Yeah, that's so young, so dumb. And I know it sounds so horrible, but that's sometimes how I feel. I'm like, hey, you're too young. You know, I was 19 and I'm doing great at it. Like, there's been a cost to it, but you know, I love my life. I love a lot of my life. A lot of what I don't like about my life is of my own doing, of my own self-destructive ways. And I think by asking the question, what if? Like, well, what if you went to the gym? I went to the gym a couple months ago and I spent a whole month there and it was a really good month. What if you got up tomorrow and you went to the gym? Okay, follow that rabbit trail. Okay, I would start to feel better. I'd get stronger. I'd build up endurance. It's awkward, yeah. So, and I'd have to deal with it. I have to look in the mirror. You did gain a lot of weight, but you'd also lose weight. You know what I mean? And so you start putting what ifs, okay, you know, and you start following it. Like, it's the one day at a time, one moment at a time, but in a dreaming way. Like, what if? And I'm not going, what if I move to Europe tomorrow? Well, I don't have anything in Europe. I don't have the money to get to Europe. I don't have a job in Europe. So it's not like that, but it's like, what if? What if there's something in Europe? Why would I even have that thought? Like, I believe in the divine. I believe in God. I believe he speaks to us. And when we follow those thoughts, sometimes it leads us to amazing things. And I think, like, in the scripture, you know, I think about all these, because I'm leading a women's retreat in a couple weeks, and the topic is made to be courageous. And it's talking about, I really feel like God is calling women to be of courage, and that we have I don't know, I have a lot of thought on women. I think we're awesome. I think women are the best of the best of the best. And I think God has so much in store for women. And I think we've gotten lost in so many different ways for so many different reasons. But coming back to what God's called women to be is, it takes courage to do that. And I think it takes courage to forgive. And I think it takes courage to dream. And so, but part of even wanting to ignite that courage is to dream on the power of what if. what if I have the, you know what I mean? Because a lot of us will, I think a lot of people go, you know, especially on TikTok and Instagram, you see it all the time. Well, da 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 da. What if I let no one's opinion of me matter? And I just went and did what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? What if it didn't matter if those 15 people were ugly? What if, you know what I mean? Because you see all these people like, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that and da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, but that makes you the victim. When you say, what if you become the victor? And I think we want people to stay victims. I think there's a spiritual thing behind that. That's just my opinion on keeping people in victimhood, because then you don't have the power to change anything. And I think I do that with my weight and stuff. I'm like, you know, I don't know, you know. I make excuses when the truth is, if I just got up and walked, it'd be 1,000 moves into the right direction. And so, you know, but a lot of people are like, well, he didn't use my right pronouns, or he, and like, you know, what if you didn't care? Like, what if you were authentically you and you didn't care what everybody else said? But now we're stuck on what everybody else thinks. It's like, I kind of am getting to the point where it's like, I'm trying to get to the point where I don't care what people think. And it's not meant to be mean or rude or anything like that. It's just, I don't have time to care because I'm too busy taking care of me. You know what I mean? And with respect to my marriage and to my children, I want to always honor them and love them. But within respect to that, what if Kathy became the best version of Kat? You know what I mean? What if God has a plan for my life, a hope and a future? And what if I believe that? What if I believe that I'm not an accident and what if I'm not a mistake? What if there's a purpose for me out there? What if, like, how cool is that? And I think there's just so much power in that. So anyway, that's all that to say. And that might be a little babbly, but it's been a while since I've done one of these. But all that to say, that's what's been kind of pondering my head, is in my head, on my head, yes, on my head, but mostly in my head, the power of what if. What if? And you answer that like, what if? What if I can have peace? What if I can have joy like I've never known before? What if I could sleep and not have night terrors? What if? What if my husband and I could fall madly in love with each other over and over and over again? What if we could spend the next 25 years laughing and giggling and traveling the world and loving on our grandkids and loving our children? What if everything we worked for is just going to go to something bigger and better? What if this year of sabbatical and this year of healing is just the beginning of something amazing? What if the burnout's the best thing that ever happened to me and not something to be ashamed of? What if your disability is the one thing God wanted you to have so that you could be uniquely you, and only you could say the thing you do? There's a reason why I say you are seen and you are loved. I believe God sees you. I believe God created you. I believe God made each one of us and uniquely made us that way, and he loves us and he's so proud of us. And I think if we just stood in that and we believed, what if God made me this way for a reason? What if? And yeah, it's been broken by the world, but what if I go back to what he wants me to be? Like, what if? I don't know. I just love that. I hope maybe you guys write in the comments, what are your what ifs? I know I've just been really pondering that a lot. Like, get your head out of your butt long enough to just what if, you know what I mean? And that's hard, but it takes courage. You know, I was at church the other day, and you know, I hang out with a bunch of people that we've all been doing church for years and years and years, and you can get to the point where you get really discouraged, and it's like, what if there's more? Like, I love that. What if there's more? Like, do we ever ask that? No, we always think, well, there's more crime, there's more this, there's more that. What if there's more hope out there? What if there's more joy out there? What if there's more peace out there? What if there's more unity out there? Like, do we ever chase and we don't, you know what I mean? And I think there's power and there's hope in that. So that really blesses me, and it's really given me and helped me kind of get my head back out above and back into the air, because for a while there I felt like I was drowning, and now I finally feel like the air is back in my lungs and I can function, and I know it's because the power of what if. So anyway, I hope you guys do know you are seen, you are loved. I hope you have a blessed one, and I hope you think you know that what ifs are good to ask, you know, and yeah, I hope this gives you joy, and I hope this gives you peace, and this ignites something deep in you to go think, what if? And I just really hope that. And if it does happen, put it in the comments. And yeah, see you on the next one.